Welcome to Faith and Freedom. For the next few minutes, we hope to inform, inspire, and encourage you as we discuss legal victories and challenges to your fundamental freedom and religious liberties. Faith and Freedom comes to you from Liberty Counsel, a civil liberties education and legal defense organization. Join us now as Matt Staver, founder and chairman of Liberty Counsel, explains the latest legal issues all across this country. In the courtrooms of America, Liberty Counsel is winning the battle for your constitutional freedom.
Abortion always hurts women, kills babies, and sometimes even kills women. There's nothing healthy about abortion. We're going to talk about that today on Faith and Freedom. Hi, I'm Matt Barber, Vice President of Liberty Counsel Action. Joining me again in studio is Steve Crampton, Liberty Counsel's General Counsel and Vice President. Steve, we talked a little bit yesterday about a bill in Texas, a late-term abortion ban that Governor Rick Perry has promised to sign into law, despite much consternation on the side of liberals and those who still scream from the rooftops that they have some phantom constitutional right to kill their unborn children. Texas has really got some interesting provisions here, just some real basic common sense restrictions on the multi-billion-dollar abortion industry that really undeniably aid women in making healthy choices, if you will, and rein in and really restrict the multi-billion-dollar abortion industry, really instilling some level of accountability, doesn't it?
Accountability and really common sense here, too. You know, they talk about the woman's right and often accuse us of focusing only on the child at the expense of the woman. Well, that's really a falsehood, a false dichotomy here. Big surprise, right? They pull a fast one on us. The truth is that most women who do choose abortion do so in the first trimester anyway. And there is no evidence that those who wait until 20 weeks or beyond have any medical necessity for it. A lot of times it's just either laziness or reluctance in the first place. They're ambivalent about the process and so forth. And it's a no-brainer that every pro-abort recognizes the longer you wait, the riskier the procedure. So there is a very sound basis just in logic and common sense here for a provision that says you're not going to have them any longer after 20 weeks. It's not only more dangerous for you, but it causes unnecessary pain and agony to the child. And the other thing that we found is that women who wait longer to have an abortion struggle in a dramatically increased and worse fashion with guilt and that kind of constant second thought process. And again, it's common sense, isn't it? By this time, that child is so well developed, there's no denying. You can't just claim it's the blob of tissue any longer. Texas's bill not only takes that into account, but also, again, as you've mentioned before, takes into account and takes steps to protect the woman in the event something goes wrong in the procedure itself. Let's have the doctor be able to have admitting privileges and accompany the woman to a nearby hospital. What's wrong with that? You know, we would require that in any other surgical setting, but somehow they say, when it comes to abortion, all bets are off. You can't do those things.
Abortion has become, it's the left's sacred cow, and it's an unfettered, unrestricted right in their mind without any kind of even common sense provisions to protect the health of a mother. So, if you hear people saying that this is about women's reproductive health and freedom, that is just nonsensical. It's all a bunch of euphemistic psychobabble.
It really is.
It's not true. And we know, Steve, they love you hear the term, it's an unviable mass of tissue. Well, that's a way to dehumanize, much as Hitler and the Nazis did to dehumanize the Jews by calling them, so a non-viable mass of tissue. Well, at 20 weeks, you're getting right up into that viability stage. That
is right.
There are babies that are born prematurely who survive.
That's right.
And right in that ballpark, am I right?
Correct. That's exactly right. And of course, the other grisly reality here is because the so-called woman's right to abortion has been so sacrosanct, as you mentioned, that the state and its regulatory agencies that are already charged with investigating and overseeing just common basic cleanliness issues will take a hands-off approach. They're so paranoid of being sued or charged with interfering with that right. Then you have the Kermit Gosnell kind of situations.
Well, there's
the
a situation
abortion
in
clinics.
Kansas as well.
Yes.
I mean, excuse me, in Texas, in
Kansas as well.
Texas, with a abortionist who is allegedly actually twisting the heads off of preborn babies, fully developed babies. The Gosnell that you mentioned, filthy.
Yes.
They said it was a house of horrors, blood on the
Vile.
walls,
Right.
a setting for gross infection, and it just went unregulated, unchecked because of the fear factor.
The fear factor.
That the Planned Parenthood and people like President Barack Obama, they do not want, and then they scream from the rooftops that any kind of common sense, as you point out, regulatory intervention on the part of the state or is somehow an attack on women's rights.
Yes.
What world are we living in?
What world are we living in? And so when you peel back the veil ever so little here and investigate and find that abortionists are really, as a general rule, the scum of the medical profession. And when it's all about money, you've got Gosnell and these others, it makes all kinds of good sense. Cleanliness costs money. Well, let's just do it, without cleaning up and make more money. It's increasing the bottom line. It's all about profit. The other thing that's going on here in North Carolina, for instance, also Arizona, just passed bills prohibiting abortion when it's based on sex selection or race selection. And so you've got the pitting of the left against one another.
Yeah.
On the one hand, they're always worried about racism and so forth. And if you really want women's rights, then let's not let them abort because it's a female child and they want to maintain only males, sort of like the China policy with one child and everything. And yet even then, you have them rushing in. We're in the process of intervening in a case in Arizona where the lawsuit is brought by the NAACP against a bill that prohibits race selection abortions. What sense is there that the NAACP would be against a bill that's protecting black babies?
Well, and as we know, statistically, abortion has been single-handedly responsible for black genocide in this
genocide.
country.
That's exactly
and Planned
right.
Parenthood itself and Margaret Sanger, it's rooted in eugenics and specifically targeting
There's no
people
question.
based on the color of their skin
Yes.
because they are the undesirables, if
That's
you will,
exactly
according to Planned Parenthood, the founder of Planned Parenthood. Well, the zeitgeist within the culture of Planned Parenthood is alive and well when, as you point out, and the NAACP siding with the pro-aborts to help facilitate black genocide. The number one cause of death in the black community is abortion.
It's incredible, isn't it? And incidentally, some of us may be accused of hearkening back to ancient history, citing to Margaret Sanger and so on. But Planned Parenthood to this day refuses to repudiate that philosophy. They instead dance around it. They will not cut it off. They won't deny it. And then you look at their practices. Where do they locate with these abortion clinics? They do the demographic studies, and they go right into the heart of the highest minority per capita neighborhoods.
Yeah.
That's where they set them up. That's not coincidence.
Actions speak louder than words.
It tells a lot,
and their
doesn't it?
actions speak volumes. And Steve, and what's amusing to me is that they're when they're caught red-handed in a situation like that, when Live Action and our friend Lila Grace and others are
Excellent
calling
work.
Planned Parenthoods around the country and getting them to acknowledge, oh yeah, we can earmark your donation to kill a black baby. Absolutely, send us your money. Well, then they'll say, well, we're putting our Planned Parenthoods in communities that need us the most.
That need us,
Yeah,
right.
well, right. We need the African American women and Hispanic and people. They need you to kill their babies the most. Very telling.
The left likes to do our thinking for us, doesn't it? We talked about in a previous show, they don't really want to inform the woman seeking an abortion. They want to keep them ignorant because they kind of think they know best, don't they? It really is top-down control. They want to dumb us down as a society, and then they want to choose for us who lives ultimately and who dies, as they do in abortions all over America. It's high time that we drew that back in and returned to a culture that celebrates life and that respects the unborn, the preborn, as much as we do the aged and infirm.
Well, amen. Well, folks, the writing is on the wall. The cause of life is winning the minds and the hearts of Americans in droves. The momentum is full steam ahead. All eyes are on Texas right now, but as we've mentioned, in other states, North Carolina, Wisconsin, Arkansas, states around the country are finally coming to realize that Roe v. Wade is outdated. The science is clear. We are talking about human life here, and at Liberty Counsel, we will not shy away from defending preborn babies who cannot defend themselves in a culture of death. Go to lc.org, give us a call, 1-800-671-1776 to find out how you can help defend life.
You have been listening to Faith and Freedom with Liberty Counsel. We hope that we have motivated you to stand up for your faith, family, and freedom. We can accomplish a lot when we work together. Get informed and get involved today. Sign up for our free monthly newsletter, The Liberator. We will send it out to you free of charge. Stay informed with our Liberty Alert email updates. Just click on the website at www.lc.org or call us at 1-800-671-1776. Tune in next time to learn more about your rights right here on Faith and Freedom.